Hello my crafty friends, it's Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations, and here I'm showing you some of the products that I'm going to use today. I am making an interactive card using the Magic Iris die and the Snow Globe add-on. This is a collaboration with Courtney Kreeber. She is doing a Christmas series and she is going to collaborate each day with a new crafter. So then that way it wasn't a big hop and it's easier for everyone to follow along. So we each worked with Courtney and picked our theme, and we decided to go with an interactive card theme. So I'm just showing you all of the die cut pieces that I have done from the Magic Iris die and the add-on. Always traffic. Always. I don't know why, but there's always traffic. I apologize. So this is from the Snow Globe add-on. I did one for the outer area and then this one out of the brown cardstock along with the little wrap pieces. And then I have done stamping from the Lawn Fawn stamp set off camera, colored them and die cut them out using my scan and cut. So I'm going to take this brown one and I'm going to cut it off because I only want the base of this in order to make like a wood base for the bottom of my snow globe. So I'm going to take the Merry Christmas sentiment, which is from the Lawn Fawn stamp set. This was from, I don't know if this was last year or the year before, a snow globe set that I had, and it works well with this. The little images fit well within this. I will link another video up in the corner where I made a shaker card using the Magic Iris die set. So definitely you could do that with this one. This was actually the first video I made using this Magic Iris die. And I didn't realize that you could make shaker cards out of them when I did this one, but definitely something to do. Really cool option. So I will link that so you can check that out. So I have stamped that down using some Versamark ink and coated it with my alabaster white embossing powder and heat set that until it was smooth and melted. Now I'm taking the snow globe front and the sausage pieces, and I am using some Simon Hurley ink in Clear Skies and my Rabbit Hole Designs blending brushes, and I am just going to blend on this color because I wanted it to be like a wintry frosty look, kind of like glass a little bit. So I'm going to make sure to coat all of the sausages with all of this because that's going to make the iris portion. That's what will be closed when you are looking at the card when it's all shut. So definitely I hope everyone checks out this series. Like I said, every day Courtney is going to be collaborating with a different crafter from the Handmade Happiness group on Facebook. I will link that group below if it's not something that you follow already. I highly recommend it as a paper crafter. It is one of the most welcoming and helpful and fabulous group of people I have ever been blessed to be part of. So I definitely recommend checking it out. And like I said, so each day, I want to say it starts on the 9th of November was when the video started, and it'll go right up until Christmas. So there'll be Courtney and then another crafter who will post the videos. So definitely check out Courtney's channel because she will be the, common denominator for every day and will link who the crafter is she's working with for that day. So I am also splattering on some Lawn Fawn liquid stardust on these pieces as well because I wanted it to have some shimmer. And so now I'm going to take those sausage pieces once I dab off a little bit of the excess because who wants to wait for things to dry? So this piece was just one of the circles that I used the flux capacitor piece to cut out these little notches. And so you take your sausages and just put the tab into the little slot and line them up with the center of the hole so that everything is lined up. And then you're going to take mini glue dots and put them on the plus signs or the X's that are embossed into these sausage pieces from the die set, and just put 3 down. And then you're going to take another ring and cover that once you make sure that everything is all good and lined up. Once you pick it up off the table, of course. So then I'm just going to press that down. And then I'm going to flip it over, and there are little markings in 3 spots that you just want to put some adhesive. I'm using double-sided tape for mine. And I will peel off the backing of all of this, and then I'm going to adhere down the wraps that you cut out. You cut out 3 of them. And these you don't want to make too snug when you put them on the other side. I'll show you what I mean when we get there. But there's a curved edge on these die cut pieces to show you where you line it up right with that inside circle. So see, there's that little curved area. So you just line it up and put it down, and just do that for all 3 of them. I'm making sure that throughout this whole process that my sausage pieces are still lined up within that middle circle. I want them to not be wonky so that my iris will open correctly once I do that, once I get it all put together. So then you put the tabs with one of them facing down towards you, put some strong adhesive, and then you're going to put this little lever button to make a V with it to that tab, and then adhere it down. And then I'm just putting adhesive on all of these tabs and just gently folding them. This is where it will not meet in the middle. You don't want to force it to meet. And so then you just give it a test. I struggled at first, but there, I got it to meet in the middle. The more you use it, the easier that it gets. I did struggle when I first started to use this die set to get everything to work correctly, but I think I finally have the hang of it, and these are a blast to make. So I highly recommend this as an interactive card option. So now I'm adhering down my base, the brown base, to this, and I did put it down a little wonky, so I will fix that. And then I'm going to adhere it to the magic iris mechanism itself. Once I make sure to line it up correctly and make sure that everything is where it needs to be, I'm going to just put some some tape runner, all over the back of this. I am not adhering it to the bottom where the base is, because that's not going to actually be part of the mechanism. I'm going to do some foam tape to adhere all of that to my card panel. I'm going to give that a good press down. And this is where I realized that I didn't put that base piece down quite as straight as I wanted it to, so I'm going to work on re-taping that and getting that put back down. And then also those little brown pieces right there are kind of the trim for the snow globe, but I have a piece of cardstock that I have embossed with a snowflake embossing powder. Oh my goodness, a snowflake embossing folder from my stash, and I'm just adhering that down to a white card panel using my art glitter glue. And then I'm going to put this little circle that came out of the one of the center pieces while I was die cutting, and I'm going to stamp a snowflake cluster using the same Remember Me ink from Simon Hurley randomly all over the back of this. This is what I'm creating my little scene on, and then I'm going to glue down my little snowman and my Santa and reindeer onto this circle. Then once I have my scene built, I will take the Magic Iris snow globe that I've put together and put it on the front of the card where I want it to be, and then I'm going to put that circle in the opening so that I know that it's lined up correctly. But now I'm taking my regular adhesive and I'm just going to put these little trim pieces on, and they do fit in a certain way. One of them is taller than the other one, so as you see I had them put on incorrectly, so I had to switch that around, and the longer one goes on the bottom. So once I get that put down, I'm going to test out where I want it on my card panel so that I can make sure to put my scene in the correct spot. So I'm just using some art glitter glue, and I'm going to get this where I need it and kind of shimmy that in there and then press it down just so I can make sure it's in the right place. And then this is an extra piece, and I left this white so that the arrow would be the matching color. You could do cardstock with this. You know, you could, all sorts of ways you could cut them out and customize it to the color of the cards that you're using. So I am just using some foam squares, and you only want to put this on the 3 tabs on the back of the actual Magic Iris mechanism, because if you put foam tape over everything, it won't open. So you don't want to put it everywhere, but I'm also putting it along the base, and I'm putting those in a double layer because everything else is a little bit higher. So I want to make sure that everything is flush to my card panel. And then once I take all the backing off of that, I'll get it lined back up over my little scene and make sure that everything is good to go. Of course, I get paranoid and wanted to make sure it worked one more time. And I'm sorry, they're just fun to play with. And of course, stick myself to all of the exposed foam adhesive. I'm lining that up, pressing that down, testing it again to make sure that it works. And like I said, the more that you use them, the more that the easier that they will work. And then in the add-on die set were these snowflakes, and so I die cut a bunch of those, and I am just going to adhere those to the outside of the snowflake. I'm going to adhere the snowflakes to the outside of the snow globe and get those where I want them to be, and that is going to finish up today's card. You could decorate these in any way. You could use different scenes in the middle, different colors. Like I said, once you get the hang of them, they're really fun to put these Magic Iris cards together. So what is your favorite interactive card that you like to do? Leave me a comment down below and let me know that. And check out Courtney's video. I can't wait to see what interactive card she made. If it was a die, if it was, you know, what kind of interactive card she's going to go with. Shaker card tends to be my favorite one if I'm doing an interactive card. But here's my project for today, and as always, I hope that you have a great day.